Hi there, Smart Drivers. Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you tonight about driving examiners. Yes, the gatekeepers who decide whether you pass or fail your driver's test. Stick around, we'll be right back with that information. All right, so driving examiners, their job and your job. And I get a number of comments every week. Unfortunately, half a dozen people who come back and are not successful in passing their driver's test. And I'm sure this is the look that they have on their face after they fail the driver's test. So if you do your work and you do your preparation, you're going to be successful on your driver's test. It's really tough to fail if you get the proper instruction and have the proper practice. So driving examiners, what is your job? What is their job? Their job is to assess your ability to have due care and control of the vehicle in changing traffic conditions. And that means merging onto a highway. That means driving in city traffic. That means making left-hand turns at complex intersections and figuring out what to do when the light turns yellow. That means driving on highways. Your job is to take away the examiner's right to fail you. Nothing less, nothing more. And you don't have to go for perfection. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for a pass. And if you get a few demerits, that's fine. Just as long as you pass and you get your driver's license. Because the remainder of your driving career, you're going to be working on being a better driver. So, first impressions, if you're taking your own vehicle, make sure you give it a wash. Make sure that you clean all the fast food wrappers out of the footwells and those types of things, especially in this day of COVID. As well, put on some nice clothes. Don't look all scruffy because you want to have a good impression. The test is probably going to go better for you. And as well, know that with all of the backups right now that DMVs are experiencing, you have a very short time for your test. It's not going to be 20 to 30 minutes anymore. It's going to be 8 to 10 minutes. So you have to be on top of your game as soon as you start your driver's test, and first impressions are important. And new video this week with Kaillah. It was the second driving lesson with her. We went out on the roadway and she was having some challenges managing her speed on the highway. Unfortunately, it was automatic fail because she was so slow on the highway, and anything that she was doing wrong, it was just that she hadn't had any experience driving on the highways, so she needs a bit more practice. But we're getting there with her and it's working out really well. So have a look at that video. Live stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We answer all of your questions about driving, passing a driver's license test, becoming a safer, smarter driver, or starting a career as a truck or bus driver. Click up in the corner here, set a reminder for Sunday's live stream, and we'll see you then. Some of the myths around taking your driving test with driving examiners: don't wear sunglasses. That's bunk. If it's sunny out and you need to wear sunglasses, wear sunglasses. Because personally, I'm very photosensitive and I have 2 or 3 pairs of sunglasses in my car. I cannot drive without sunglasses, so wear sunglasses if you need them. Okay, don't engage in conversation. Encourage you not at the beginning to just focus on what you're doing. You're going to be nervous anyway. If you're halfway through your driving test and the examiner engages in some conversation, then that's fine. But for the most part, focus on what you're doing. Okay, driving examiners work to fail you. That's simply not true. If you have a driving examiner that's failing 9 out of 10 students that they take out for a driver's test, the manager is going to call that person in and say, listen, why do you have an 80% fail rate? It just doesn't happen. People fail for a reason. Okay, other myths: examiners have a quota of the number of people who fail. No, that's not true. I have to speak perfect English. No, you don't. You got some basic English, right, left, straight, and you understand the road rules and you can understand the signs and those types of things, you're going to be perfectly fine. And examiners are unfair. Most examiners are not unfair. You have to understand they put their pants on one leg at a time like the rest of us. They have bad days, they have good days, but for the most part, they're doing an excellent job. They're doing the work that they need to do. And if you failed your driver's test, unfortunately, maybe something went wrong in the traffic environment, or in most cases, you just weren't ready and didn't have enough practice. So these are the myths around driving examiners. The vehicle, this goes back to making sure your first impressions Make sure that you do a pre-trip inspection on your vehicle before you show up, because you don't want to be denied your test because you had a brake light out or something that's easily fixed. And as well, if you're going with a driving school, ask the instructor if he or she did a pre-trip inspection on the vehicle. Most professional driving instructors will do a pre-trip inspection before you go down for a driver's test. And a couple of videos here. You can find the pre-trip checklist down in the description. Most common mistakes on a driver's test that will cause you to demerit out, and then top 10 automatic fails on a driver's test. So have a look at those two videos. Road signs. These are some of the reasons that you will fail your driver's test. Failing to adjust speed according to the signs. You're not moving over when the lane ends and there's a merge sign. You don't know stopping positions at stop sign intersections, or you don't know the difference between two-way stops and four-way stops. School speed zone signs, road markings. Make sure you're paying attention to road markings. I had one driving examiner in Victoria that his pet peeve was that you couldn't cross over solid white lines. Most of the time they're found at crosswalks or they're found at intersections. So know that for road signs, okay? Slow speed maneuvers, turning, parking, maneuvering. These maneuvers, you can almost be guaranteed that in any road test, you're going to have to do backing into a parking space, parallel parking, and three-point turn. The only states that you don't have to do parallel parking are the state of Ohio, Maryland, and California. So know that every other state, every other province, you're going to have to do parallel parking. If you spend the time doing the slow speed maneuvers, it's going to improve your overall driving. Lane positioning, move to the right after turning left. The examiner's not going to tell you to do this. You have to do it automatically. When you turn on multi-lane roads, left lane to left lane and right lane to right lane. And then signaling, anytime you move the vehicle sideways, anytime that you turn, you have to signal, shoulder check, and you have to communicate with other traffic. And the 5 ways that you communicate: lights and signals. Horn, use your horn sparingly. Hand gestures, don't tell them they're number 1 on our driver's test, use all 5 fingers. Eye contact and the position of your vehicle on the roadway are the ways that we communicate with other traffic. So the driving examiner, there's 2 ways according to those videos that I put up. One way is an automatic fail on a driver's test. Some of the automatic fails: entering an intersection you can't clear and you get stuck in the intersection, the light turns red. Not pulling over for emergency vehicles. These are just some of the ways that you could potentially fail your driver's test. And then you can demerit out. You have too many demerits. You bang the line, you're not centered in your lane, you get 5 or 10 points every time you do that. Your turns, your steering is not smooth, you get 5 points for that, and those types of things. So different ways that you can demerit out, and most driver's tests in North America are going to be kind of 30-35 demerit points before you fail your driver's test and are not successful. Hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down in the comment section. We'll do what we can to help you out to get a license and those types of things. So if you passed your license in the last couple of weeks, congratulations on that. All the best. And if you got a test coming up this week, good luck on that. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great night. Bye now.